Welcome back to Who Died Today USA channel. In the past few days, we have received somber news about the passing of extraordinary talents. Today's episode is dedicated to honoring their memory. Additionally, we will recap the stars we have recently lost. Before we begin, we kindly ask for your support. If this video or the legacies of these remarkable individuals have touched your life, please consider giving this video a thumbs up as a sign of respect and remembrance. Thank you. Gailard Sartain, beloved television and film star known for his unforgettable roles in Hee Haw, Mississippi Burning, Fried Green Tomatoes, and many more, has passed away at the age of 81. He died peacefully at his home in Tulsa, Oklahoma on June 19, 2025, of natural causes. Born in 1943 in Tulsa, Sartain's journey into the world of entertainment began behind the camera as a television cameraman. But his larger-than-life personality and quick wit soon found their way to the screen. His breakout came with the eccentric role of Dr. Mazeppa Pompazoidi on the Uncanny Film Festival and Camp Meeting, a quirky late-night comedy show that also featured Gary Busey. That role paved the way for Sartain to join the iconic Hee Haw cast in 1972, where he delighted audiences for nearly 2 decades with his endearing, offbeat characters. But Sartain's talent extended far beyond country comedy. Over the years, he graced countless films, portraying everything from lovable goofballs to complex dramatic roles. His filmography includes The Buddy Holly Story, The Outsiders, The Patriot, The Replacements, The Grifters, and the beloved Fried Green Tomatoes. One of the defining moments of his career came in Mississippi Burning, 1988, where he portrayed a racist sheriff, a role that revealed his depth as a serious actor and allowed him to break free from being typecast as just the funny guy. Reflecting on his career in a 2017 interview, Sartain expressed gratitude for the people he met along the way, saying, "Part of the magic for me was not only the material or the work, but wondering who I'd meet next, because I was always a fan first." Outside of acting, Sartain was a gifted artist. Before pursuing acting full-time, he studied art and worked as an assistant to renowned illustrator Paul Davis in New York City, nurturing his lifelong love for painting and illustration. After his final film, Elizabethtown, 2005, Sartain retired from acting but never from bringing joy to those around him. His wife of 36 years, Mary Jo Sartain, spoke lovingly of her husband's playful spirit, saying, "Honestly, he died of silliness. Everyone has a Gaylard story they tell with a smile. Keep telling his stories." Sartain leaves behind a legacy of laughter, love, and artistic brilliance. He is survived by his wife, Mary Jo, their children, Sarah, Esther, and Ben, granddaughter Chloe, and great-grandson Teddy. His memory will live on through his unforgettable characters, his art, and the joy he brought to so many lives. In remembering Gailard Sartain, we celebrate not just an actor, but a true original, a man whose humor, heart, and humanity touched audiences for generations. Lynn Hamilton, the beloved actress best known for her role as Donna Harris on Sanford and Son and as Verdie Foster on The Waltons, has passed away at the age of 95. Her former manager and publicist, Reverend Calvin Carson, confirmed that Hamilton died peacefully on June 19, 2025, surrounded by her grandchildren, loved ones, and caregivers. With profound gratitude and admiration, we celebrate the extraordinary life of iconic actress Alzenia Lynn Hamilton Jenkins, whose remarkable legacy continues to uplift and inspire, Carson wrote in his tribute. Born in Yazoo City, Mississippi, Hamilton discovered her passion for acting early, studying at Chicago's prestigious Goodman School of Drama. She made her film debut in John Cassavetes' Shadows, 1959, and went on to appear in acclaimed productions like Buck and the Preacher, Lady Sings the Blues, and Brother John. Hamilton's breakthrough on television came with Sanford and Son, where her poised and graceful portrayal of Nurse Donna Harris, Fred Sanford's love interest, won the hearts of millions. Initially cast as a landlady for a single scene, her performance was so compelling that producers brought her back as a recurring character. "They were so impressed with that one scene," she recalled. "Fred Sanford, Red Fox, always said, 'You're so dignified, and I need somebody dignified opposite me.'" Hamilton also captivated audiences with her role as Verdie Foster on the Waltons, appearing in numerous episodes from 1973 to 1981 and in follow-up TV movies, including a Walton Thanksgiving reunion and a Walton Easter. Her performances embodied dignity, strength, and warmth, qualities that defined her remarkable career spanning more than 5 decades. Beyond television and film, Hamilton's talents extended to the stage, appearing in 4 Broadway productions and collaborating with her husband, playwright Frank Jenkins, on projects like Nobody, The Burt Williams Story. Their partnership, marked by love, creativity, and dedication, was a testament to their shared commitment to the arts. Hamilton's television appearances were extensive, including guest roles on Gunsmoke, Hawaii Five-0, Good Times, Starsky and Hutch, The Rockford Files, Roots, The Next Generation, Generations, Curb Your Enthusiasm, The Golden Girls, and NYPD Blue. She also shone in the 1973 holiday TV film A Dream for Christmas. Her husband, Frank Jenkins, passed away in 2014, but their creative legacy lives on. As Reverend Carson expressed, "Her passing marks the end of an era, but her legacy will continue to inspire and uplift future generations." Lynn Hamilton leaves behind a body of work that not only entertained, but also opened doors for Black performers in Hollywood. Her legacy of dignity, grace, and groundbreaking talent will never be forgotten. Breaking news. Today, we dive into the extraordinary life of a Hollywood icon whose talent, controversy, and resilience have made headlines for over 4 decades. Mel Gibson is not only known for his unforgettable performances on screen, but also for his remarkable journey of reinvention and the health battles he has faced along the way. How do you feel about his complicated legacy? Share your thoughts in the comments as we explore the highs, the lows, and the undeniable impact of Mel Gibson's career and personal transformation. Born on January 3, 1956 in New York and raised in Australia, Mel Gibson's story is one of global ambition, artistic brilliance, and controversy that nearly derailed his legacy. His rise to fame began with a role that defined a generation: the fearless, rugged Max Rokitansky in the dystopian classic Mad Max. The gritty performance introduced the world to Gibson's intense screen presence, a quality that would become his trademark. Throughout the 1980s and 1990s, Gibson solidified his place as one of the most bankable stars in Hollywood. His portrayal of the emotionally tormented, yet fiercely loyal Martin Riggs in the Lethal Weapon franchise transformed him into an action legend. But Gibson was never content with being just a leading man. His creative ambitions extended far beyond acting. In 1995, Gibson took Hollywood by storm with Braveheart, a film he directed, produced, and starred in. The sweeping historical epic about Scottish hero William Wallace earned him 2 Academy Awards, including Best Director. Braveheart became a cultural phenomenon, praised for its emotional depth, stunning battle sequences, and Gibson's commitment to storytelling on an epic scale. But his career was not without turbulence. As Gibson's success grew, so did the pressures of fame, and personal struggles began to overshadow his achievements. The early 2000s marked a turning point as he embarked on one of his most ambitious and polarizing projects, The Passion of the Christ. The film, depicting the final hours of Jesus Christ, ignited global debate for its graphic depiction of violence and religious overtones. Despite the controversy, it became a box office juggernaut, earning over $600 million worldwide and reinforcing Gibson's reputation as a filmmaker, unafraid to challenge audiences. Behind the scenes, however, Gibson faced battles that extended beyond Hollywood. His health and personal life became topics of public concern. Years of performing dangerous stunts and physically demanding roles left him with chronic pain, particularly in his shoulders. Gibson later revealed he suffered from severe degeneration and injury to his right shoulder, including damage to cartilage and joints, a lasting reminder of decades spent pushing his body to the limits for his craft. His health struggles did not end there. In 2020, Gibson contracted a serious respiratory illness that required hospitalization and close medical supervision. Though he made a full recovery, the experience was a stark reminder of his vulnerability, especially as he approached his later years. It also marked a new chapter in his approach to health, leading him to embrace alternative therapies in his recovery process. One of the most notable steps Gibson took was undergoing advanced regenerative therapy in Panama to aid in his shoulder recovery and improve his overall physical condition. The treatment aimed to alleviate pain, rebuild strength, and restore his active lifestyle. Friends and family observed his renewed energy and determination to reclaim his health, despite the lingering challenges. In 2024, at nearly 70 years old, Gibson embarked on an impressive weight loss journey, shedding over 13 kilograms in just 8 weeks. Through a disciplined regimen of controlled nutrition, consistent physical activity, and careful health management, he revitalized his physique and demonstrated an unwavering commitment to wellness, a testament to his resilience both on and off the screen. Despite his dedication to recovery and filmmaking, Gibson's name continues to spark heated debate. His public image was deeply impacted by a series of personal scandals that erupted in the mid-2000s. Highly publicized legal disputes, controversial statements, and audio recordings fueled widespread backlash, causing many in Hollywood to distance themselves from the once celebrated star. For years, Gibson's career faced uncertainty. Yet, in true cinematic fashion, he orchestrated a comeback. In 2016, he returned to the director's chair with Hacksaw Ridge, a critically acclaimed war film based on the true story of medic Desmond Doss. The film received 6 Academy Award nominations, won 2, and restored much of Gibson's professional credibility. His ability to craft emotionally powerful narratives remained undeniable, reminding audiences of the talent that had once captivated the world. Even with a degree of redemption, controversy has never strayed far. In recent interviews, Gibson made remarks about unconventional medical approaches that reignited debate. His endorsement of non-traditional health remedies for severe illness sparked criticism from experts, who cautioned against spreading unverified claims. This latest chapter only deepened the polarizing nature of Gibson's public persona, a man whose achievements and missteps have been relentlessly scrutinized. Today, Mel Gibson continues to navigate his complex legacy. He is actively involved in new film projects, including the highly anticipated sequel to The Passion of the Christ, and remains a topic of fascination in entertainment circles. His physical health, though once fragile, has shown remarkable improvement, thanks to his persistent efforts to prioritize wellness. Gibson's story is a study in contradictions, celebrated yet controversial, resilient yet flawed, admired yet scrutinized. His journey reflects not only the heights of Hollywood fame, but also the human vulnerability beneath the spotlight. It is a testament to the enduring spirit of a man who, despite public and personal battles, refuses to fade quietly from the stage. As we look back on Mel Gibson's remarkable, complicated life, we are reminded of the power of redemption, the importance of health, and the challenges of maintaining authenticity under relentless public gaze. What are your thoughts on his journey? Do you see him as a symbol of perseverance or a cautionary tale of fame's darker side? Share your perspective in the comments below, and if his story resonates with you, like this video and subscribe for more deep dives into the lives of Hollywood's most fascinating figures. Thank you for joining us, as we explore the legacy, the controversy, and the resilience of Mel Gibson, a man whose story continues to captivate the world. James Earl Jones, one of the most distinguished voices and revered actors of his generation, was born on January 17, 1931, in Arcabutla, Mississippi. His journey to becoming a cultural icon was marked by extraordinary challenges and a deep, unwavering determination that defined his remarkable life. As a young boy, Jones struggled with a debilitating speech impediment that left him nearly silent for years. But through courage, perseverance, and the power of poetry, he found his voice, a voice that would later resonate across the world. Over 6 decades, Jones built a career that blended strength, grace, and unmatched talent. He is perhaps most beloved for his commanding portrayal of Darth Vader in the Star Wars saga, where his deep, resonant voice became instantly recognizable to audiences worldwide. His unforgettable lines brought depth and intensity to one of cinema's most iconic characters. Beyond Star Wars, Jones also gave life to the noble Mufasa in The Lion King, instilling wisdom and warmth into generations of viewers. Jones's talents extended far beyond his voice. On Broadway, he captivated audiences in classics such as The Great White Hope and Fences, earning Tony Awards for both performances. His presence on stage and screen reflected not only his skill, but his dedication to overcoming adversity and challenging stereotypes. Throughout his distinguished career, Jones achieved the rare EGOT status, collecting Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, honorary, and Tony Awards, a testament to his enduring impact across entertainment. In 2022, the historic Court Theater on Broadway was renamed in his honor, solidifying his legacy as one of America's greatest performers. On September 9, 2024, James Earl Jones peacefully passed away at his home in New York due to age-related health complications. Though his voice has fallen silent, his influence echoes in every corner of film, stage, and television. His life's work remains a timeless reminder of courage, artistry, and the power of perseverance. For over 6 decades, Brian Wilson gave the world more than just music. He gave us a feeling, a California dream that played like sunshine on the radio. Born on June 20, 1942, in Inglewood, California, Brian's extraordinary gift for harmony and melody shaped an era, turning the Beach Boys into one of the most influential bands in history. But behind the bright surf anthems and golden harmonies was a man of profound complexity. Brian faced lifelong battles with mental health, yet from that struggle came some of the most beautiful and groundbreaking music ever written. His genius soared beyond the surf, crafting timeless masterpieces like Pet Sounds, which redefined what pop music could be, and Good Vibrations, a song that still resonates with joy and wonder. To many, Brian Wilson was the quiet architect of the California sound, blending lush harmonies with youthful longing. His compositions became the soundtrack for generations chasing freedom, love, and the endless summer. Songs like God Only Knows and Wouldn't It Be Nice captured the vulnerability and hope that live in all of us. Friends remember Brian as a man with a sharp wit, a deep soul, and a love for the piano. Even in his later years, despite ongoing health challenges, his passion for music never dimmed. Whether sitting at a grand piano in Montreal, improvising melodies for friends, or joining his bandmates on stage, Brian's music always brought people together. On June 11, 2025, Brian Wilson passed away peacefully at the age of 82, leaving behind a legacy of sound that continues to uplift hearts across the globe. His life was not without struggle, but his spirit, much like his songs, carried a message of hope, harmony, and healing. Today, as the waves crash along Huntington Beach and his music echoes from speakers, We remember the genius who turned dreams into melodies, reminding us that the summer never truly ends. Lou Christie's music wasn't just a sound, it was a spark. From the first soaring falsetto notes of Lightnin Strikes, listeners were swept into a world where heartache met teenage dreams, where pop melodies crackled with electricity and emotion. Born Luigi Alfredo Giovanni Sacco on February 19, 1943, in Glen Willard, Pennsylvania, Christie grew up surrounded by the simple rhythms of small-town life, but his voice was never ordinary. By the early 1960s, he was climbing the charts with The Gypsy Cried and Two Faces Have I, introducing the world to his now legendary vocal style, a high, pure falsetto that few could match. At just 23, Christie reached the pinnacle of pop success with Lightnin Strikes, a song that raced to #1 on the Billboard Hot 100. Its bold sound, dramatic storytelling, and signature falsetto made it an instant classic, still echoing across radios, movies, and memories. But Lou Christie's story wasn't without challenges. His 1966 follow-up, Rhapsody in the Rain, stirred controversy with lyrics considered too daring for the time. Some radio stations banned the song, yet it still climbed the charts, a testament to Christie's fearless artistry and the timeless appeal of his music. Even after stepping back from fame to serve in the U.S. Army, Christie returned with more hits like I'm Gonna Make You Mine, proving that his voice and spirit were here to stay. Throughout the decades, he continued performing, from disco halls to the nostalgic Golden Boys tours, alongside legends like Frankie Avalon. On June 18, 2025, Lou Christie passed away at 82 at his home in Pittsburgh after a brief illness. Though the curtain has closed on his remarkable journey, his falsetto, that unmistakable electrifying sound, continues to resonate. Lou Christie gave the world more than songs. He gave it the soundtrack of youthful longing and the thrill of first love, forever lighting up the airwaves with his unforgettable voice. David Greenwood's story is one of quiet strength, relentless determination, and a lifelong love for the game of basketball. Born on May 27, 1957, in Los Angeles, California, Greenwood's passion for the sport began in the neighborhood parks, where as a young boy he played for 3 different teams in a single day, driven by nothing but heart and hustle. That same relentless energy carried him to Verbum Day High School, where he became a local star, and then to UCLA, a program still echoing with the legacy of John Wooden. Greenwood arrived in Westwood in 1975, just months after Wooden's retirement, stepping into big shoes with calm determination. Over 4 seasons with the Bruins, Greenwood etched his name into UCLA history. Averaging nearly 15 points and close to 9 rebounds per game, he helped lead the team to a 102-17 record, 4 league titles, and the 1976 Final Four. Twice named League Player of the Year, he became the Bruins' first-team All-American since the legendary Bill Walton. The NBA came calling in 1979, with Greenwood selected 2nd overall by the Chicago Bulls, just 1 pick after Magic Johnson. Before Michael Jordan arrived, Greenwood was a cornerstone of the Bulls, respected for his skill, consistency, and quiet leadership. His professional journey spanned 12 seasons, taking him from Chicago to San Antonio, Denver, and finally Detroit, where he celebrated an NBA championship with the Pistons in 1990, a crowning achievement for a player whose work ethic never wavered. Off the court, Greenwood returned to his roots, coaching Verbum Day High to state titles in 1998 and 1999, giving back to the community that shaped him. On June 8, 2025, David Greenwood passed away at age 68 in Riverside, California, after bravely facing cancer. His legacy endures, not just in championships or statistics, but in the relentless spirit of a man who loved the game, lived with quiet dignity, and inspired generations to never stop getting back up. Julian Holloway's career was woven into the very fabric of British entertainment, blending sharp wit, enduring charm, and a love for storytelling that spanned generations. Born on June 24, 1944, in Oxfordshire, England, Julian inherited both talent and humor from his parents. His father, Stanley Holloway, famously known for My Fair Lady, and his mother, Violet Lane, a performer in her own right. It was no surprise that Julian found his calling in front of the camera. He became a familiar face in households across Britain with his appearances in the beloved Carry On films, from Carry On Doctor to Carry On Camping, his cheeky humor and effortless timing making him a staple of 1960s and 70s British comedy. But Julian's talents extended far beyond slapstick. His work in Doctor Who, The New Avengers, and Whatever Happened to the Likely Lads showcased his versatility, while his performances in films like The Rum Diary with Johnny Depp and A Christmas Carol with Jim Carrey proved his enduring appeal on the big screen. Later in life, Holloway found a second home in California, where his distinctive voice became his greatest gift. From Star Wars, The Clone Wars to Where's Waldo and Regular Show, his voice work charmed new generations, proving that his storytelling knew no boundaries, whether through comedy, drama, or animation. Despite his many achievements, perhaps his most personal legacy is his daughter, author, and former supermodel Sophie Dahl, born from his relationship with British actress Tessa Dahl, granddaughter of the great Roald Dahl. On February 16, 2025, Julian Holloway passed away at 80 after a brief illness, surrounded by love and admiration. Tributes poured in from friends, colleagues, and fans alike, remembering him as the wittiest of men and an accomplished actor who could dance effortlessly between comedy and drama. Julian Holloway's life was a testament to charm, versatility, and the timeless power of laughter, a legacy that will echo on stages, screens, and in hearts for years to come. For those who grew up in Southern California during the electric pulse of the late 70s, 80s, and 90s, Jed the Fish wasn't just a radio personality. He was the mischievous friend on the dial, the voice that turned traffic jams into concerts, and every afternoon commute into a backstage pass. Born Edwin Jed Fish Gould III in 1955, Jed's love for radio sparked early, even when it got him fired from his high school station for reading George Carlin's famous monologue on air. That rebellious spark only grew stronger. After graduating from USC with a degree in broadcast journalism, he landed at KROQ-FM in 1978, just as the station was reinventing the rules of radio. Jed became the quirky, unpredictable heart of KROQ, championing a new wave of music long before it became mainstream. His shows introduced millions to the fresh sounds of Depeche Mode, The Cure, Talking Heads, and The Offspring, bands that would shape the cultural landscape for generations. It wasn't just his sharp musical instincts. It was the way he filled the airwaves with irreverent humor, cackling laughs, and a sense of organized chaos. His legacy wasn't without its challenges. In the 1980s, Jed faced personal battles, including addiction, but emerged with a renewed sense of purpose and authenticity. He often said his famous wild style behind the mic evolved not from substances, but from learning to be unapologetically himself. Jed's 34-year run at KROQ, followed by stints at KCSN, KLOS, and the station's Rock of the 80s feed, made him a pioneer of alternative radio. Awards, recognition, and appearances in documentaries and films only cemented his status as a legend. On April 14, 2025, Jed the Fish passed away at 69, following a brief battle with aggressive lung cancer. He leaves behind a legacy of sound, laughter, and an unshakable reminder that being different, being real, can change everything. Jed danced with the music, lived by his own rhythm, and taught us all to do the same. His voice may be gone from the airwaves, but his spirit will echo through every rebellious song that dares to break the rules. Lauren Ruch wasn't just a television executive. He was a builder of dreams, a quiet mentor behind the scenes, and a friend whose kindness lit every room he entered. His passing at age 55 leaves a profound sense of loss across the television community, but his legacy continues to shine through the lives he touched and the stories he helped bring to life. Born with a deep passion for storytelling, Lauren spent over 3 decades shaping some of HGTV's most beloved shows. As head of content, his vision gave audiences favorites like Celebrity IOU, A Very Brady Renovation, My Lottery Dream Home, and Barbie Dreamhouse Challenge. He co-hosted HGTV House Party in 2021, sharing his enthusiasm and humor with viewers nationwide. But beyond his impressive resume, Lauren was known for his unwavering kindness, humility, and tireless dedication to lifting others up. His colleagues remember him as the glue that held teams together, always offering encouragement, lending a listening ear, and championing new talent in an industry often known for its competitiveness. In early 2024, Lauren bravely shared his leukemia diagnosis with his community, facing acute myeloid leukemia with courage, vulnerability, and hope. His strength, even in the face of illness, was a reflection of the resilience he inspired in so many. Lauren's commitment to inclusion extended beyond the television set. As a board member for Live Out Loud, he dedicated himself to empowering LGBTQ+ youth, sharing his story to inspire hope, acceptance, and the belief that brighter days are always possible. On June 12, 2025, Lauren passed away, surrounded by his beloved husband, David Salas, and close friends. Though his time was cut short, his light, the shows, the memories, the opportunities he created, continues to brighten countless lives. Lauren Ruch's legacy is one of creativity, compassion, and quiet leadership. He showed the world that success is not only measured by achievements, but by the kindness and courage we share along the way. For more than half a century, the name Maisie Trolette sparkled under the bright lights of Britain's cabaret stages, embodying humor, courage, and resilience. Behind the glittering gowns and quick-witted performances stood David Raven, a trailblazer who devoted his life to entertaining others and championing visibility for generations of LGBTQ+ individuals. David Raven, born in Cornwall in 1933 and raised in Norfolk, grew up in a time when simply being himself came with profound risks. At just 26, when it was still illegal to be gay in Britain, David bravely embraced his truth and began experimenting in drag at London's famous Black Cap venue. From those early days, a legend was born. Maisie Trolette quickly became a household name on the British drag circuit. Known for slapstick comedy, sharp ad-libs, and show-stopping performances, Maisie, alongside Jimmy Trolette, formed the beloved duo, the Trolettes, dazzling crowds across Britain's most cherished venues. Yet, Maisie's influence stretched far beyond the footlights. A regular fixture at Brighton Pride since its earliest days, Maisie became not only a performer, but a symbol of acceptance, humor, and perseverance. David never forgot the struggles he faced coming out, and throughout his career, he mentored younger performers, reminding them there was no age limit on being fabulous. In his later years, David's life and legacy were celebrated in the documentary Maisie, 2021, and at his 90th birthday fundraiser, which supported LGBTQ+ and HIV organizations in Brighton. Even well into his 80s, cane in hand, Maisie graced the stage, sequins gleaming, voice ringing with joy, proving there's no expiration date on courage or charisma. David Raven passed away in March 2025 at age 91, leaving behind a legacy of laughter, resilience, and the enduring message that authenticity always shines brightest. His spirit lives on in every performer who dares to step into the spotlight and every heart he inspired to live without fear. Douglas McCarthy was a fearless voice and a trailblazer who forever transformed the world of electronic music. Born on September 1, 1966, in Chelmsford, England, Douglas grew up with a deep passion for sound that challenged the norms. His restless energy and defiant spirit led him to co-found Nitzer Ebb, the band that would help define the genre known as electronic body music, EBM. Emerging in the early 1980s, Nitzer Ebb carved out a space where punk's raw defiance collided with the hypnotic force of synthesizers and industrial beats. With McCarthy's commanding voice and unapologetic stage presence, the group's music pulsed with intensity. Songs like Join in the Chant and Let Your Body Learn became anthems on dance floors worldwide, influencing generations of artists from Nine Inch Nails to Rammstein. McCarthy's career wasn't without struggle. His performances were marked by fierce dedication, but behind the scenes, he faced the personal toll of life on the road and years of alcohol abuse. In 2024, he revealed his battle with liver cirrhosis, a condition that forced him to step back from touring, though his determination to recover never wavered. His honesty about his health inspired many, showing the same courage off stage that he embodied in his music. Beyond Nitzer Ebb, McCarthy collaborated with influential figures like Alan Wilder of Depeche Mode and techno producer Terence Fixmer, always pushing boundaries and reinventing sound. His solo work, including the album Kill Your Friends, revealed another side of his artistic depth. On June 11, 2025, Douglas McCarthy passed away at the age of 58. Though gone too soon, his bold vision and unforgettable voice remain etched in the fabric of modern music. He leaves behind a legacy of innovation, resilience, and authenticity that continues to ignite stages and inspire artists worldwide. For those who danced, shouted, and lived through his music, Douglas McCarthy's spirit endures, fierce, uncompromising, and entirely his own. Olga James was a radiant voice of her generation, an artist whose talent, grace, and perseverance broke boundaries in music, theater, and film. Born in Washington, D.C. on February 16, 1929, into a family where music ran deep, Olga's early years were filled with melodies. Her father played the saxophone, her mother danced, and Olga herself was singing on the radio as a child. Yet, few could have predicted the extraordinary path that awaited her. A gifted soprano, Olga earned a scholarship to the prestigious Juilliard School, where she honed her operatic talents. Her voice, both soaring and soulful, would soon open doors that had been closed to many black performers before her. In 1954, Olga made an unforgettable film debut as Cindy Lou in Otto Preminger's Carmen Jones, the first major Hollywood musical with an all-black cast in over a decade. Sharing the screen with icons like Harry Belafonte and Dorothy Dandridge, Olga's performance captivated audiences. She was the only lead to perform her own singing in the film, delivering haunting renditions of songs like My Joe with raw vulnerability. Her star continued to rise on Broadway, where she co-starred alongside Sammy Davis Jr. in Mr. Wonderful, a musical that showcased her voice and presence for 383 performances. Critics and audiences alike praised her operatic range and heartfelt performances. Yet, despite these triumphs, Olga faced the harsh limitations imposed by an industry that too often marginalized black artists. Undeterred, Olga continued to shine in theater, television, and nightclubs, performing in Europe, starring in A Raisin in the Sun in London, and gracing American screens on shows like The Bill Cosby Show. But the challenges of an unpredictable career led her to pursue a second calling: counseling. With compassion equal to her artistry, she earned a master's degree in psychology and devoted years to helping others. Olga James passed away on January 25, 2025, at the age of 95 from complications following a fall. Her family, including her nieces and nephew, continue to honor her remarkable legacy. Through every note and every performance, Olga James reminded the world that talent knows no boundaries, and her voice will echo for generations to come. Michael Brewer, the folk rock voice behind one of the most memorable anthems of the 1970s counterculture, has passed away at the age of 80. Known to millions as one half of Brewer and Shipley, Brewer helped craft the enduring hit One Toke Over the Line, a song that, despite its lighthearted origin, became a cultural flashpoint and a symbol of the era's rebellious spirit. Born in Oklahoma City in April 1944, Brewer's musical journey began early, first as a drummer and singer in high school bands before he transitioned to guitar. His path led him to the coffeehouse circuit, where fate introduced him to Tom Shipley, his future musical partner. Together, they would create songs that blended sharp social commentary with breezy melodies, capturing the hopes, frustrations, and humor of a generation. Though Brewer and Shipley are most remembered for One Toke Over the Line, which humorously nodded to marijuana culture, their music carried deeper messages. Tracks like Tarkio Road and Shake Off the Demon reflected their concern for civil liberties, war, and personal freedom. But it was that playful, off-the-cuff tune, improvised after sharing a few laughs and some Lebanese hash, that launched them into the spotlight, reaching number 10 on the Billboard charts in 1971. Their success wasn't without challenge. In an era marked by censorship and political tension, One Toke Over the Line was banned from several major radio markets, criticized by government officials, and even mistakenly performed as a spiritual on The Lawrence Welk Show, a surreal moment that Brewer would later recall with astonishment and humor. Despite the turbulence of the times, Brewer never lost his passion for songwriting. He recorded solo albums and continued performing well into his later years. His last few years were marked by health struggles, yet his spirit and wit remained undiminished. Michael Brewer passed away on December 17, 2024, after battling multiple illnesses. His longtime friend and musical partner Tom Shipley shared the news, remembering Brewer with warmth, saying, "Go with God, my friend. I'll see you on the other side." Through his songs, Brewer leaves behind a legacy of humor, honesty, and a heartfelt soundtrack to an era that still echoes today. Latest news. Carol Burnett, a comedy legend's unstoppable spirit and remarkable health, at 91. How does she do it? Carol Burnett has been making the world laugh for over 7 decades, breaking barriers and setting new standards for women in entertainment. But beyond her trailblazing career, what truly amazes fans is her extraordinary resilience, especially when it comes to her health and well-being, at an age when most have long stepped away from the spotlight. At 91, Carol Burnett continues to captivate audiences, reminding us that laughter, perseverance, and love for life may just be the secrets to staying young. Born on April 26, 1933, in San Antonio, Texas, Carol Burnett's life was never destined to be easy. Raised in a troubled home by alcoholic parents, she spent much of her childhood under the care of her grandmother in a small apartment in Hollywood. Money was tight, opportunities were scarce, yet Carol's dreams burned bright. She discovered an early love for performance, often using humor as her shield and stage as her sanctuary. Isn't it incredible how some of the greatest entertainers rise from the toughest beginnings? What obstacles have shaped your journey? Carol's path to stardom was not handed to her. She earned a scholarship to UCLA but could barely afford necessities. Still, her passion for performing could not be silenced. With determination and an anonymous financial gift from a stranger that helped her move to New York, Carol pursued her dream, eventually landing roles in theater and television that would change the course of comedy history. Her big break came in 1967 with the debut of The Carol Burnett Show, a groundbreaking variety show that ran for 11 seasons and earned 23 Emmy Awards. In a male-dominated industry, Burnett not only headlined, but also produced a show that featured sketch comedy, musical numbers, and unforgettable parodies, influencing generations of comedians to come. Carol Burnett became a household name, not just because she was funny, but because she was fearless, unafraid to make faces, look silly, or reveal vulnerability in front of millions. Her characters, from the awkward Mrs. Wiggins to the bold Eunice, showcased her versatility and comedic genius. The show's closing theme, where she tugged on her ear as a secret message to her grandmother, became a beloved tradition for viewers everywhere. Which Carol Burnett Show moment made you laugh the hardest? Was it the hilarious spoofs, the unexpected bloopers, or her heartfelt moments with the audience? While comedy brought Carol immense success, her life was far from a perfect script. She battled personal loss, most notably the heartbreaking passing of her daughter, Carrie Hamilton, in 2002. Carrie, an actress and singer like her mother, faced her own health struggles, and her loss left an enduring mark on Carol's heart. Yet, as she has always done, Carol met life's challenges with strength and grace. Her enduring philosophy is rooted in the belief that humor is healing, and finding reasons to smile, even in sorrow, builds resilience. It is this unwavering spirit that continues to carry Carol through her 9th decade of life. At 91, when most have retreated from public life, Carol remains active, energized, and committed to her craft. She recently delighted fans with her role in the television series Palm Royale, proving that her comedic timing and charisma have not faded with age. Can you believe Carol Burnett is still performing at 91? What inspires you most about her unstoppable spirit? When asked about her remarkable health and energy, Carol humbly credits her love for work, her sense of humor, and her family's support. She jokes that she is grateful to still have all my parts, referring to her knees, hips, and especially her sharp mind. Her appearances at recent events, such as Variety's Power of Women, reveal a woman still full of wit, joy, and vitality. Unlike many public figures, Carol has managed to maintain her health without relying on extreme measures. Her longevity is often attributed to moderation, staying mentally active, and embracing laughter as the best medicine. She leads by example, showing how prioritizing emotional wellness, connection, and joy can defy the limitations of age. While Hollywood is known for its fleeting nature, Carol Burnett has remained a beloved fixture, free of major controversies or scandals. Her reputation reflects decades of professionalism, generosity, and a commitment to uplifting others through her work. She paved the way for countless women in entertainment, inspiring the likes of Tina Fey, Amy Poehler, and Kristen Wiig. What does Carol Burnett's legacy mean to you? How has her work made you smile through life's challenges? Even beyond the stage and screen, Carol's contributions to the arts and her advocacy for mental health, education, and resilience continue to touch lives. She has written memoirs that candidly share her journey, including reflections on hardship, humor, and healing. In April 2023, NBC celebrated her 90th birthday with a star-studded special, Carol Burnett, 90 Years of Laughter plus Love. The event featured tributes from legends like Julie Andrews, Cher, and Steve Carell, underscoring how her impact transcends generations. Her ability to bring people together through laughter remains her most powerful gift. And now, as Carol Burnett gracefully embraces life in her 90s, fans marvel not only at her vibrant spirit, but also at her remarkable health. She stands as living proof that positivity, creativity, and meaningful relationships can sustain us far beyond expectations. Do you believe laughter is the key to longevity? What lessons from Carol's journey resonate with your life? Carol Burnett's story is not just about fame or fortune. It is about perseverance, joy, and the belief that even when life feels heavy, humor can lighten the load. From a young girl facing hardship to a comedy trailblazer adored worldwide, she reminds us that embracing who we are, flaws and all, is the ultimate path to fulfillment. Her journey teaches us to laugh in the face of adversity, to nurture our health with kindness, and to never stop pursuing what makes our hearts sing. Carol Burnett has shown us that resilience, creativity, and love can keep us strong at any age. Carol, thank you for the decades of laughter, the strength you radiate, and the inspiration you bring to audiences everywhere. We celebrate your legacy and look forward to seeing the joy you continue to share with the world. What would you say to Carol Burnett today? If her story has uplifted you, like this video and subscribe for more tributes to Hollywood's most cherished legends. Let us celebrate the enduring spirit of Carol Burnett together.